Hello there, YouTube. Welcome to Trick and Treat. Let's get started. Oh, extra. Can we get... way better. Let's get this started. The sound of steps combined with that of the occasional nocturnal animal is the only thing we can hear. It is terribly dark in this place. The dense vegetation makes it impossible to see the sky or light from the moon. Our flashlights are the only thing that light up our way. At times like this, one begs to not run out of battery. We all, without knowing what we are really looking for, or better said, for no reason. We're just a group of boys bored with our lives, trying to create a lasting memory on this night instead of just staying home doing nothing. Today's October 31st, All Hallows Eve, better known as Halloween. 3 young men walk through the dark, but up until now nothing special for us, me being one of them. We're all doing it to prove our courage. It's not that there isn't a girl here to see how brave we are. Seeing it like that, one could say this is a meaningless effort. For a moment I stop and look at my watch. It's 1:49 a.m. That means we've been walking aimlessly for more than 2 hours now. I'm sure that many people would find a place like this terrifying. But once you get used to it, the fear disappears, making it feel like normal. What makes us afraid of the dark, we cannot know what hides in it, what lurks in the shadows. But there is clearly an empty darkness. At that moment I sigh, feeling how tired my legs are. What is the point of being here? Clearly we had already demonstrated what we wanted. It would be best to return. Should I tell them? I was about to speak when suddenly the atmosphere in the forest becomes strange. Suddenly a cold chill runs through my body. It was like no other chill, except it was not going away. For the reasons the air temperature to drop from one second to the other. So much so my breath becomes visible, turning into the mist. It doesn't end here. Wait, it doesn't end there. The air is now filled with a rotten smell, just a little short from being unbearable. Images of worms and flies soon appear in my mind, giving me a really unpleasant feeling. We will stop at that moment. What's happening, Axel? I asked confused while turning to look at my friends. By the expression on their faces, it was easy to know that they were just as lost as I was. Then we heard footsteps nearby that did not come from any of us. We all got dead quiet after that. I don't know if it was out of fear or to check if it was not a mistake, but we stayed motionless, like statues, without making a noise. Just looking at each other's faces, wondering the same thing. What was happening? Ask as if I know. We heard the steps again. They clearly belonged to a human, or at least a large animal. But there is something strange about them. It sounds as if the person walked, dragging one foot. Just thinking about it made me shiver. Damn, why does this keep happening? It makes no sense. We should return home before, but now it's too late to regret it. I have the feeling that we are being stalked by someone. Strange footsteps stop, but I'm still feeling the presence nearby. I don't know where it is, but I know that it's looking at me. The cursed thing is looking at me. My heart beating anxiously. It's almost as if my body was telling me to get out of there. But strangely, my friends seemed unable to perceive it. It seems that it's gone. It just must have been an animal, said one of them, convinced that oh crap. We had a sigh of relief, however. Bad luck would soon strike us again. Oh my god. Unexpectedly, the forest becomes darker than before in just a blink of an eye. But that wasn't the fault of the forest, but of our flashlights, which went out. Only one was mine and was still working. What's going on? Did the batteries die? Asked one of them, scared, as while they both beat them desperately. That doesn't sound dirty. As if that was going to revive them. I can't blame them. The idea of walking in the darkness was not pleasant for anyone. But after a few moments, we had no choice to resign ourselves to that. Once more, the sound of our footsteps is heard. But the silence is different now. We are not quiet because we have nothing to say, but because we are afraid. We continue walking despite the fear that invades us. Invisibility is almost zero. But we have no choice. In theory, we're walking back looking for the exit, but I cannot remember anything of this forest. We could be walking in circles and I would never notice it until it's too late. I hate the thought of it. I just want to get out of it. Suddenly, my thoughts are silenced. We're the footsteps of someone or something. Once more, the three of us become statues awaiting the presence to go. I hold my breath while I feel my heart beating anxiously. Damn, get away from here and leave us alone. Unexpectedly, the steps are heard closer. This time, they do not disappear, but rather come at us. I can't stand it. Desperately, I move my flashlight everywhere, looking for the author of those footsteps, hoping for the light to reveal their identity and erase our fears. Nothing. 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 Is that all there is around us here? Just empty air? My anxiety grows with each failed attempt. I refuse to believe that it was a ghost. Suddenly, when I move the flashlight again, I see a silhouette. I could not distinguish what it was, but for a moment, the light revealed something. Quickly, I point to the same place, only to discover it was gone. I hold my breath anxiously. It was not an illusion. I am sure that I saw something. It was then that I hear something nearby. Without even thinking, I aim the light toward the place. Dots. What I found leaves us paralyzed with an expression of disbelief on our faces. You have got to be kidding me. That whole entire time. The characters of this game, crap their pants over a stupid white cat. This better be good as Doki Doki Literature Club. It is a white cat with eyes of intense red which stands before us. Her look is not the friendliest to say something. Nah, it's a cat. They all look friendly. Somehow I get the feeling it's a female cat. Suddenly she lets out a thunderous meow that leaves us all terrified. Meow. It sounded more like a lion roaring than a simple cat. Let's just get to the enemy chicks already. The echo of her meow is heard throughout the forest, making it... It was then that suddenly an inexplicable force hits us three. We were flashbanged. We're in the middle of Russia, guys. I fall to the ground, and little by little my eyelids close. The fatigue becomes unbearable. And we were raped. I lose consciousness on the ground of the forest without knowing what was going to happen to me. before night falls. Ooh, we get the sexy music on. It is like a day no other. So normal that it was painful. The only special thing I could said about it is that it's October 31st. Far from the memories when I was a kid, with my friends to ask for sweets from my house to house. Just remembering it made me sigh. I feel nostalgic. Some things were better than I was a child, or at least seems like that. There were some who had good costumes, whether it was superheroes or monsters. My friends and I, on the other hand, used to use our imagination. Creativity was our costume, you could say, no matter how funny it could sound. I remember that my mother once painted my face red and told me, "You will be the devil." But it only she saw it that way. When I went from house to house, everyone said I was the Tomato Man. But those things didn't matter to me since I always had a good time. If I asked for candy now, even if I had the best costume, I'm sure no one would give me anything. Except perhaps a scolding for acting like a child when I'm 17 years old. Okay, I'm 17 and I still went trick-or-treating on October 31st, so you can be judged all you want. It's not gonna change the fact that you still can't get free candy. But anyway, I can't stay in the past. I must live in the present no matter how little exciting that might be. Back to reality, we're a group of friends who don't have any plans for today. We're still not old enough to go to a disco. Are we taking place in the 80s? I doubt guys as us would have any luck in that environment. The other opinion would be to go to a party, be girls, have fun, if you know what I mean. Everything perfect except that nobody has invited us. Not being popular as it is has its disadvantages. Hey Axel, let's have a couple matches. What do you say? My friend Steven called my attention while playing with the game console. Rushard, I believe is what the game is called. A fast, quiet, complicated fighting game for me. I would normally agree to play with him, but for some reason I don't feel in the mood today. I have no desire to play now. I think I'm gonna save it right here, guys, and we'll continue this episode soon. But this is BPV signing out once again for a new series of Trick or Treat. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.